Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am out here in a nature reserve. I know there's some cars behind me. They're daytime hikers. They'll be gone. So I'm at Solitude Nature Reserve and I'm here for my solo camp tonight as part of the challenge. The fourth fire is actually a solo overnight camp. So it took a while to organize, but I'm out here. I have permission to camp on these private lands tonight. And yeah, so I'll just show you everything that we've got here. It looks so beautiful. Okay, got my tent set up on the platform. I'm not sure how I feel about it being on the platform because I can't peg it down, but it's not too bad. Inside I've got, got my bed set up, comfy cozy. We've got a Thermarest foil mat, my Teton Sports foam mat, Teton Sports pillow. It's only supposed to get down to 12 degrees Celsius tonight, so I got my 10-degree bag, and then I've got my Rumpel puffy blanket, which was a present for my birthday, so this is my first time using it. It's for Great Smoky Mountains National Park, which is just a beautiful blanket. So I should be super cozy tonight. I did bring some kiln-dried firewood from home just to get started, but I am allowed to process wood on site, so I'm gonna have to go back in there soon and start processing firewood for this evening. Here's my fire pit right here, which is pretty sweet, and so we have to use these fire pits, but I'm so fine with that. So I better get going and get some firewood processed. So I've got my, what I call my bushcraft belt on. My partner kind of made it for me. It's just a leather belt and like a carpenter's pouch, but I can put my hatchet in the, well, you get the idea. I can put my hatchet in the hammer loop. And I can put like tinder in here, and I got my Condor bush lore here, and then I brought my silky gum boy, so that should be good for processing wood. Okay, I got some wood processed, so I'm losing light. It's just 10 to 6 now, but this time of year, the daylight goes pretty quick, so I wanted to get the wood out of the way before I started the fire. I should have enough for tonight, and then in the morning I can just go and collect more for breakfast. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna only run the fire till about 10 o'clock, so for 4 hours. So that should be okay for like cooking dinner and chilling out and stuff like that. So let me just give you a quick gander of the campsite. So you see those cars there. You may have remembered in if my other video's been posted about here. Hold on, what's that? Oh yeah. So there's 6 campsites here, and I'm at number 2, which is by the road, which I'm not really happy about, but I guess those other cars there are camping. They're like way back. I hoped to be way back there too, but this was the only site available. There's only 6, as I say, and it's free of charge. So I got my tent set up. You can see I got some wood processed, ready to rock and roll. There's the outhouse out there. So this is pretty nice. There's like bird houses and stuff around here. The thick bush is kind of behind my site, so this is just whatever's like near the entrance, but it's still pretty nice. Okay, finally got the fire going. It rained here for like 4 days straight, so even though there's like dead standing stuff, it's not entirely dry, so I'm really glad I brought my kiln dried stuff and some birch bark. So got the fire going, so I'll let that get going for a bit and then cook some dinner. Some of you lately may have noticed the quality like being a bit off of my videos. So I used to shoot with, originally my vlogs like back in like 2016, 2017, I shot them all on a Canon G7X. And then when I stopped vlogging, I sold that camera. And then when I started vlogging again, I was using the Sony ZV-1. But I recently sold it so I could buy another camera I wanted for my photography. And some of you may not know that I'm an amateur. Like, I don't want to call myself an amateur, but I'm not a professional and I don't really earn money, but I'm a landscape photographer. So I'll show you what I'm using. So this is my photography camera, my 5D Mark III. I don't really like using it because it's really a photography camera. There's no articulated screen, so I can't see what I'm doing. This was the mic that I used on my ZV-1, but I don't know, it's just, I need to get like a DSLR that has an articulated screen to be doing this. So I've been using my phone because that's like really the only camera I've had lately. Beauty. I'm still waiting for the fire to take off, so boiling some water and some coals there for tea. And in the meantime, I got some tostitos and salsa. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, we got this huge swarm of, like, they look like fish flies. Super gross. There's like millions of them. Things getting a bit crazy here. It got really windy and my tent blew over. I had to put it back up. And the wind was blowing the grease around and disaster. But I'll see if I can salvage some of that bacon. So the fire's going good, but the gust of wind that blew my tent over, and like I had like a bunch of stuff in the tent that was like, I had like a book and some stuff like that, and I had my Jackery because the Jackery is running that light right now. I have another solar powered lamp over there, but I had intended on having like little Christmas lights on, but I guess the fuse blew or something. They were just a tiny little strand, like, but so anyways, the light situation is not as I'd wanted it, and the gust of wind that blew my tent over blew grease up onto the pan. See, it is kind of windy. Blew grease up into the pan and like destroyed my bacon. So I mean, at least I had the nachos and I've got some snacks in my bag, but my tea got cold because I was like going around to fix the tent and like tend to the bacon and feed the fire, and wow, it's crazy. Well, you can see the fire's going good. We're just gonna like hang out here for a bit. It's 7:20 now, so it's still blue hour. It's quite nice out. We had a really good day today after having 4 days of rain. It was just nice to be a bit warm again because it got quite cold. Today it got up to 15 Celsius, so that was pretty good. But yeah, so this is my first time solo camping. I can't believe I got to 42 years old and this is my first time solo camping. I'm not overly scared or anxious. I mean, the wind gusts are bothering me, but I am quite open. I would have, as I said earlier, I would have liked to have been in a more secluded site, but I heard this is the only site I could get a permit for, so yeah, I am out in nature. Like, I'm not near the city. It is out in the middle of nowhere, but my only concern for like wildlife would actually be coyotes, because there's a lot of those. Even in the city, there's a lot of coyotes. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll get any hassle with them or not. Maybe there might be some fox out here. I don't know, but we can't, like, I don't carry a gun or have a gun or anything like that. I just have like my knife and hatchet and saw. I don't know what good that's gonna do, but hopefully I won't have any hassle. It's crazy to think like that all of southern, I was gonna say southwestern, but all of southern Ontario was covered in forest at one time in the past. Maybe the lighting might be a bit better now. I kind of rejig things, but as I was saying, like, the reason why it's so hard for me to camp and the reason why there's no backcountry is because southern Ontario, where I live, is like really the only part of Ontario where there's arable land. So at one point in time, this whole province was covered in forest. They call it the Carolinian forest. It was kind of like a deciduous forest, but there are like coniferous trees like mixed throughout southwestern Ontario in particular, but a lot of forest was cleared for agriculture. So there's a lot of agricultural land, and there's no crown land down here, which would be the same as like state land. There's only like provincial parks, and you're really limited to what you can do there. You know, there's no like backcountry stuff down in southern Ontario. So you really gotta like find like whatever forested land you can, whether it's like, you know, like a park. You're taking your chances when you go like into private land, unless like this place where I am, where I got permission from the landowner to come out here. But it's just crazy to think that it was all forested and now it's not. I just heard a noise and it tripped me out. But yeah, just to kind of finish that thought, I actually checked around. I'm just hearing leaves and stuff, but your mind plays tricks. You know, you hear rustling and you think, oh my gosh, this is an animal, and it's literally just a leaf blowing. So you gotta just like really like tame the mind. But just to finish about Ontario, like northern Ontario and a chunk of southern Ontario is the Canadian Shield. So like the glaciers and all that and the rock and stuff, you can't really grow stuff up north. That's why we have all the land down here is arable land, because like the Canadian Shield doesn't reach down this far, so you can grow stuff. That's why they cleared the forest to make farmland and stuff like that. So I don't know if you can hear that. That's a car going by on the highway up the road, but yeah, really the only noise I hear is like the odd car going down the road. I heard a combine harvester earlier because there's like farms nearby and it's harvest season. And I can hear bugs and stuff like that. There's beautiful sky. There's stars are out. So maybe I'll try and take some photos now that I have like my proper camera here with me. See if I can get a photo of the stars. But just trying to switch up like the camera angles, and like the lighting's terrible, and like it illuminates my frizzy hair sticking out under my hat. Like I'm a disaster. But yeah, this like challenge has been like super good. Like one thing I realized while doing this challenge is that even though like this was about like goal setting, it's like you're setting your goals and you're going after your goals, but it's like all the stuff in between. So it's not the destination, but rather the path that is life. I think there was a John Lennon quote that was kind of like along my train of thought there. It's like, just enjoy the journey, you know? Like, I know it's gonna take a while to get off-grid land. I can't just do it today, but like I'm like working towards it, and so I'm just gonna enjoy the journey to my land, if that makes sense at all, you know? Like, it's so crazy when I think about my life and the things I've done. Like, you know, I left Canada when I was like 17. I had my 18th birthday in Dublin, Ireland. I got a UK visa because my grandparents on my mom's side were British, and I went to England, and I was only there for a week, and then I ended up going over to Ireland, and I was in Ireland for 17 years, and I traveled through Europe and stuff, but I moved back to Canada in 2015, and I was like on the doorstep of 35 when I moved back, and just I was in the rat race, you know, working away and all that, and I wasn't happy, you know? Like my whole adult life, like when I was in Europe, I had my, you know, I was a graphic designer, I had a great job, great career, traveled lots, but I just wasn't happy. And then like, you know, I got into my late 30s, and just all the layers started peeling back of all like the weight of things that I'd carried through life, and I started like finding myself again. And so that's why I'm here at 42, and I have a nearly 18-month-old baby. It's like just life, you just never know what's gonna happen, eh? Like you can have plans and goals, but sometimes life just says, hang on a sec, I got something else for you. So I'm happy with where I'm at right now. I know like some people look at me and they're like, whoa, you're pretty old for having such a young baby and like, you know, starting your life now, but I don't have any regrets because it's all been a learning experience. You learn something from everything that happens to you. And so here I am on the 4th challenge, solo overnighter. Never done it before, first time. So, you know, that's pretty awesome. And I'm on my way. I know I'll get off-grid land at some point. I'm working towards it. And I vow, in the meantime, to just enjoy life. Be in the present moment. Enjoy every day. Because it's a blessing, you know. Being alive is a blessing. Being in good health is a blessing. My son is a blessing. Being able to overcome challenges just to have this night out is a blessing. So I'm very fortunate, and I'm really enjoying it. Don't know how long I'll sit by the fire, but we'll see. And then I'll go in the tent. I want to hang out in the tent too. I got some reading material and things, if the lighting is okay. Yeah. Now I understand Brooke's videos so much more. Like I've watched so many of her videos where she's solo camping and stuff, and a lot of it is just like talking to the camera, and it's cool because it's like you're by yourself, but yet you feel like, oh, smoke. You're by yourself, but it feels like you guys are here because I'm like talking to you. So it's kind of comforting, and so I understand her videos so much now, so much more. It's really interesting. Maybe one day I'll build a shelter and have some camps. I'd actually like to do winter camping, like, so we'll see if I can get that done. That'd be cool. This is so gross. Look at all these flies flocking around because of the light. So I'm just like chilling in the tent now. Got everything set up. It's pretty well lit. Got a couple of lights and stuff, so I'm probably just gonna read for a bit. It's still kind of windy out. I'm kind of like trying to use stuff I have to like keep the tent like weighed down, so that's pretty annoying. But yeah, here it is, solo overnight. So I'm just gonna chill out and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. It's 7 o'clock and I did it. I stayed on late. I fell asleep pretty early. Like, I don't know. I fell asleep at like 9:30. I've been really tired. You know, being a mom to a toddler is exhausting. So the wind eventually died down. It was pretty gusty for a bit. And it's hard sleeping on wood, like this wood platform. I think next time I would just put my tent on the ground and not the platform. But I was warm, so yeah, I'm gonna get up and restart the fire. You can see the moon there, and then through the trees. A minute ago it was bright red, so the sun is gonna come out. It's gonna be beautiful. Got the fire going now. It's just 7:30, so the sun's not actually due to come up for another 15 minutes, but as soon as the fire gets more established, I'll put some water on for tea. And I know my partner is bringing my son this morning, and then we'll have some breakfast together. Well, I was gonna make cinnamon buns for breakfast this morning, but my pan got like mad messed up last night, so I don't have anything here to clean it with. So I just had some freeze-dried strawberries I had in my bag, and gonna have a cup of tea. Fire's still going good though. Sun's like only just coming up. It feels like it took forever. Well guys, I think that's gonna do it for me for this video. I got it done. I got the solo camp done, and it's been really nice, and I hope to do it again in the future. Many thanks to everyone who's supported me through this challenge, and especially to Brooke for inspiring it and starting it. And yeah, so thanks a million for watching. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And I will definitely catch you on the next vid for the last week of the challenge.